a former rugby star dubbed Mr. Legs, who began a new life as a drug-dealing kingpin in charge of a £1.8 million cocaine ring after injury ended his sporting career, has been jailed for 10 years. Rob Foxen, 30, used military-grade encrypted phones to run a team of dealers which distributed high-purity cocaine across the northwest of England. Police smashed the gang's activities after a series of raids in which drugs worth £1.3 was seized. In his sporting heyday, Foxen, of Eccles, Greater Manchester, had played as a winger for Championship club Swinton Lions and also Oldham Roughies, who play in Bedford League One, before retiring from the game due to injury. He also studied a master's degree in real estate and property management at university and ran a nightclub with one of his teammates. Share this article. Share at Manchester Crown Court. Foxen, a father of two, admitted conspiracy to supply Class A drugs. 12 other men were jailed for a total of 67 years for their role in the trafficking gang. Sentencing Judge Hilary Manley told him, "You were the lead of organization for this group and organized the supply of cocaine. You had a significant place in the chain, but I accept that there were people higher and lower than you in the chain, although you played a significant role. The qualities and quantities of drugs was significantly high, but you have reflected on the part you had and the criminal activity it involved. I have read your letter to me and how open and frank you'd have been. You were on course for a successful career until injury put a stop to it. You have then chosen to make this foolish and life-changing decision and gave no thought to the harm it caused for users, addicts in the community. I accept that you are genuinely remorseful. You have 2 young children and are fortunate in the support you have from your family." But she added, "This was an organized and sophisticated organization to supply cocaine in large quantities. Careful steps were taken by you to avoid detection. These included encrypted mobile phones and often changing of numbers. You were shifting very large amounts of drugs and you all had a financial reason to get involved." The court heard Foxen coordinated a team of trusted dealers and suppliers using encrypted phones to evade detection. Adam Lodge, prosecuting, said he had overall responsibility for the receipt and onward distribution of the large amounts of cocaine seen throughout the period of the conspiracy. His direct involvement in the supply of drugs was particularly evident during September 2016, when he is active on a telephone, described as his dirty phone. Throughout this month he was in regular telephone contact with others who the Crown say are responsible for the distribution of significant amounts of cocaine in the Burnley and Nelson areas. During this month several trips are organized to Burnley and Nelson, and on the days of these trips Foxen is in significant telephone contact. He was also using encrypted telephones and payphones in order to communicate with his co-conspirators and provide instructions to his trusted assistants. The racket began to crumble in September 2016 after police stopped a car driven by one of the gang and found 7 kilograms of cocaine hidden in the boot. There were further raids on homes and other vehicles with officers seizing packages of drugs with the name Mr. Legs written on them. Officers found 5 kilograms of cocaine in a safe hidden in a cupboard at the gang's HQ in Eccles. Foxen was arrested at home in September 2017 and made no comment in police interview. The court heard he had previous convictions for public disorder, affray, assault, and drink driving. Supt. Howard Millington of Greater Manchester Police said after the case, this group clearly ran a sophisticated operation, but their illicit drugs enterprise was brought to a halt by officers from the Serious and Organised Crime Group, working together with our partners and local officers. These individuals thought they could outsmart the criminal justice system by use of an elaborate supply network enabled by encrypted communication in order to swamp Greater Manchester with illegal and dangerous drugs. However, their control is now over. They will now spend a collective 70+ years behind bars to contemplate their actions. We hope this provides reassurance to our communities that GMP continues to tackle those criminals who are not in plain view, but clearly causing serious distress to others. 12 jailed for a total of 67 years.